morning, Stampers. Welcome to Learning with Friends. I'm Pat Fairless from Fairless Stamp and Flair, and I'm so excited that you're here. I hope I have something for you today that you're going to enjoy. Over the holidays, I gave a lot of thought about 2025, of course, like we all do, and I wanted to see if I could do something, maybe add to this Learning with Friends series and give a little bit more variety. So what I've decided to try, and we'll try it at least for a quarter, and I'm hearing some feedback and echo, and I don't know why. So let's hope that goes away. Anyway, what I'm going to try to do is, typically in the past, I've been doing techniques, and on the last Thursday of the month, I started doing fun folds this past year. So on the second Thursday of the month, I decided to do what I'm going to call Template Time Thursday. And we're going to make the card using and following a template. And then I'm going to show you some variety and give you ideas on how to use that particular template. So today is my first experiment with that. I'm going to start with one of my favorite templates or sketches, whatever you like to call them. So let me flip my camera down and we will go ahead and get started. And let me just check my microphone here a minute to figure out why I'm getting a little bit of feedback. I hear myself, which is a little bit annoying, so I hope you can hear me okay. So this is the template I'm going to use. So on my tutorial, I will have the template sketch on here, and I will load this tutorial once it's updated with the card we're going to make today to the description down below the video. And I do put dimensions on most of my templates or sketches that I come up with. They're on here, but always take a sketch as a guideline or an idea starter. Obviously, we can do lots of different things with these particular 3 elements that I have on here. And that's what I want to show you first. So I have kind of a little template from my file that's just made out of some old retired products. And this would represent my card base. And here I have a backing that I tend to like to put on, and I usually emboss it. But you wouldn't have to. You could just, if you want to keep your card extremely clean, few layers, better for mailing, you can do that. So again, think of these as guidance, take and add to it. And then I have 2 rectangular elements, a little bit different size. And if I follow the template, we would lay these on here like this. Okay, now I'm following my template exactly. And I have a circular piece here that I cut to with deckled circle dies. And we put that here. And now you can put anything on here. You can just stamp a sentiment on here. You can put a die cut element. You can stamp a flower and color it. Do whatever you like. This particular set retired came with some sentiments, so I could just make this like this. Now, if I take this, let's say I don't want this embossed layer. Let's just get rid of that. But I want a card to go this way. Now, obviously, I'd have cars in a different direction, but I can use this template like this and put a circle over here like this, right? I can use this same template. Let's go back to the portrait, and I could do this. So that's kind of what I want to hope to do in this template time on Thursdays, is to show you a template and try to guide you to stretch your imagination a little bit about when you see a template, you don't have to use it just that. Think of it as elements that I can mix and match in different ways. And sometimes it does help to just, like in this case, there is basically 4 different shapes. We have the card base, and then we have 3 additional ones. Just make a piece of those out of scrap paper. Again, I matted each of these. You would not have to. You could just use single layers, however you like. So that is, and it's called sketch number 4. It's probably the one I pull out, one of the ones I pull out the most often, but I thought we'll start with that one this month. So I am going to use, to make a card, and we're going to keep this simple today. The new celebration time has started. Our new mini catalog, January, April has started. And I'm going to use some products from the Storybook Moment Suite. And I am mainly going to use this designer series paper here. So cute. And I do want to show you that. Here's the stamp set. And I think what really sold me were these dies. I love the frames. We're not going to use those today. But this is the designer paper I'm going to use. And this designer paper comes, if you can see closely, there's one sheet here that has all card fronts on it. And then there's 2 sheets of each, obviously. And then this is the back. And then there are 2 sheets of die cut designs, which are just awesome. Let me just give you a little bit closer look of that paper. Remember, this mini catalog is all now live. It went live on Tuesday, and all of these products are now available, not sneak peeks anymore. So here's, you can see there's lots of these cute little animals on here. If you like cute, this one's for you. Some more animals. This is the backing of the sheet that has these. I do have my full sheet. I've cut them all out already. And I can quickly show you those. If you're into gardening, there's some gardening sheets in here. Here's some vegetables. And then on the back, we've got a wild wheat with a little bit more generic, I guess, kind of feminine, with some little roses in the center, and then these cute little houses. And the backings on all of these are more generic. Here's some strawberries, cute, right? So that kind of gives you an idea of what that paper looks like. Here's the, I'll just show you these quickly. These are those, that one sheet that's been cut for the card fronts. These cute. Some are a little more generic than others. Here's some vegetables and some strawberries, flowers, just a frame, and some cute little animals. So that's those frames. And then here's all the die cuts you get. I already punched these all out. I'm not going to show you all of these, but I just wanted to give you an idea of the variety. There's flowers, there's vegetables, there's a lot of cute little critters. We're going to use this one right here today for our card. So there's flower pots and tools and a wheelbarrow. So cute. So let me sweep these off to the side so they don't all end up on the floor, which is probably where they're going to go. Yep, some are down there already. Okay, so I am going to use that sweep, and we're going to make a card today. Now, I did pre-cut my pieces, the pieces that I just showed you. So I pre-cut these. Let me know in the comments if you like to watch me cut things out. I can certainly do that. I do like to try to keep these videos relatively short for you and focus on the thing I'm trying to show you. So I have pre-cut and pre-assembled, and we're going to use this one, which has a lot of the gardening tools. I used the backing of the ones that had the frames, and then we've got this cute little squirrel here with his rake, or broom, might be a broom. And I did emboss my card front. So we're going to apply that first. Now, I made this one landscape as opposed to portrait. My sketch is shown as portrait, but I wanted to show you just because a sketch is shown in portrait direction doesn't mean that's how you have to make your card. You can switch it up. Again, it's just a guideline. It's not necessarily a hard, fast pattern that you have to follow. So when I was vertical, I had the big piece in this direction and the smaller rectangle and this on the top. So I'm going to put this horizontal one down first, and then I'm going to put this one down for vertical. Oh, and I don't want that. I'll just use my liquid adhesive. That was temporary adhesive that I grabbed. Where's my regular tape runner? I had it. Oh, it's close enough to bite me. So let's just center this on here. Again, wouldn't have to center it. You do kind of, when you cut your designer paper, if it's directional, you're going to want to know which direction you want your card to go, because obviously if I wanted a portrait version, I would have had to cut these garden tools in the opposite direction, right? Because I couldn't make this portrait in this direction is what that's what I'm trying to say. I have an extra piece of cardstock here. I'm not sure what that's for. It's probably what I was hunting for. Now this one, I usually tend to like to pop this up on dimensionals. You wouldn't have to, you can lay it flat. I'm a dimensional-aholic, so I am going to pop it up. Pull these off. Now this has got bricks, so I did embossed my top circle here. You wouldn't have to. I just decided to. Now this one is kind of big, so I want to make sure if I get this too high, then he's going to be off. So I kind of got to design just a bit here in tandem where I want this. That's probably good. Let's go ahead and put that there, and then we'll attach him to the circle. And because he's going to be hanging over, I have to sort of pay attention to where my dimensionals go, right? Actually, I could probably just put them right on here. And we'll put that over there. See how quick and easy this is? Now, yes, I did have it all cut, but none of these are time-consuming to cut. And so I thought this one just a little bit high. This is why I usually kind of like to actually just put it right on the circle, because sometimes you get them too high and then they're off the thing. So there is that card. Now, I wanted a sentiment on here, so one of the sentiments in there is Happy Spring, and I think I'm just going to stick it down. I could put it down here, I could put it here. I think I'm going to put him right here, but I want to show you how I made this before I stick that down. And the reason is it was made with the Stylish Shapes dies. So let me stamp this on here a minute. And I should be using my, oh, it turned out fine. Should have used my Pierce mat with that particular stamp. Now, if you notice, this sentiment is much shorter, not much, but probably about 2/3, maybe 3/4 the length of the die. I didn't really want it this long. I didn't think if I were to center this on here, I've got a lot of space on each side. So I really wanted it to just shorten up, and I want to show you how I do that. I thought that little trick might be a good thing to share with you if you've not done this before. So I have my little mini cut and emboss, and I'm die cutting, so I have plate 1, and this is plate 2. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to scooch, instead of centering this in our die, which we often do, I'm going to scooch it over. Okay, now I should have used a little piece of tape, probably, which I did not bring. But we'll see if that stays put. Actually, I'm going to bring it just a little bit further to the edge, to this edge. And let's go ahead and lay that on there. I've got my plate staggered, so this will go through very easily. Now that part's obvious, right? So if I take this out of here, now I've got a sentiment that's off on that side, and I really want this to be over here. Now I could just go in with my snips, but this little sentiment, I think I was out of frame when I showed you that. This is sort of pushed to this side. If I just went and cut this off and snipped it with my snips, I would lose the little stitching that's on here. Let me bring that close. My camera's kind of fighting me a little bit here. But I wanted to keep the stitching. So what I did was just take this die and get it placed about where you want it. So I would say I want it right about there. Now it's kind of centered. And then flip this over. And you want to make sure you center it this way, which would be vertically, I guess, with the sentiment, in line with the cut lines. So just place it in there, and it falls right in there. Now just take it and pull it a little bit. You can slide it back and forth, and if it doesn't slide, then you have these little stitch holes are lined up with these when it feels like it will not slide. So now I'll just take this and I'll lay this here, make my same sandwich, and I will run it through, but I won't go all the way, just in case I didn't get it exactly aligned. I just go till it just starts and then just back up, because all I really need to cut is this little end, right? So that's cut, and I have a shorter little sentiment. So I wanted to show you that because I know sometimes I wish we had dies in every length, but that would be pricey. So that's a way to shorten up and use a flag die. I call those flag dies like that. It just helps you, give you a little more versatility. So now I'm on 2 layers here. So if I put him here, he's already 2 layers up here. So I need to put, oh dear. I'm going to need to double my layers of dimensionals. Otherwise it's not going to lay flat. It will be leaning down the hill. And so we'll just stack 2 layers on there. I do that a lot, but then I'm a dimensional-aholic. If you had laid everything flat without putting it on dimensions, you wouldn't have to worry about that. But that's how I do that. Okay, and I could put a little adhesive liquid glue under here if I just want to make sure that that sits and stays down there. Just put a little dab of glue, hold it. And there we go. So that is using this template here. It is just taking those same elements and moving them around. So instead of vertical, we have a portrait or landscape. Now, I did cover my flap here with some more of this same paper. So cute. I have 2 more cards I'm going to show you, just to give you some more ideas. Here's one that I did. Again, it's not in this same mode. It's the way I showed you the alternative. I just put them all vertically across there. And this was made with the sketched plaid and the Be My Valentine stamp set. Valentine Day is coming. And so, but it follows the same sketch, believe it or not. Now this one here is the closest to this sketch of the 3 I'm going to show you. The only thing I did different was, instead of cutting this, I die cut it with the Countryside Corner dies, just to give a little variety. And instead of a circle here, I put a heart, and this is the heart from Heart Shaped, the Celebration bundle that you can get now with $120 order. You can get the dies and the stamp set, and I love it. It's probably my favorite Celebration item. So that is that card using the sketch, and these are from that same stamp set. This little sentiment die cut here is part of the dies with the heart. There's these flowers. There's a lot of these little stems in the dies. So cute. The sentiments are all from that same Celebration item. So there we go. There are 3 cards made, all using this same sketch. So they look like the box. That's what I want to show you about templates, is you don't have to follow them exactly. You can see I've got 3 cards here that probably, if somebody looked at them and wasn't told, they wouldn't even realize that these are from the exact same sketch. I did forget something on here. I think he needs a little bit of bling. So I don't know. I think I'm going to use these little metallic. Usually I forget to put these on when I do these videos. But I have a whole pile of them over here, and I didn't know what I was going to use. I have these green ones too. And here's some other metallic ones. I even pulled out my butterflies. I thought the butterflies could be cute on there. But I like the darker color, so I think I'm going to stick with these. These are textured dots. So let's go ahead and put some of these on here. Oops, that one popped away. That's why I usually use my fingers. So I am just going to put 3 up in the corner, just to give it, oh, I got different sizes in here. Oh, they're the same size. Sure doesn't look like same size, does it? It looks smaller. Well, I don't know, as best I can tell, there's only 2 sizes on this little card. Okay. Yeah, it needed that. I like that better. Just that added little dots here. I had put some little iridescent pearls, and there's iridescent pearls in the flowers. And here I have my gems. So I always feel like I need a little bit of sparkle. All right. So that's what I wanted to show you. Let me flip my camera back. All right. I'm still hearing feedback, so if this sound is terrible, I apologize. I don't know why everything's turned off from a sound perspective on my laptop, and volume's way down on the phone, so I'm not sure. Every once in a while, I think the electrons floating around out there just want to give me some feedback. So I hope it's tolerable. I hope you like that. Let me know what you think about this idea of doing 1 week a month and call it template time. And I'll have a template And then I'll do like I did today. We'll make a card and I'll show you some different ways to use the same template, some different ideas. And let me know if you'd like me to keep these short. We're at about 25 minutes. That's plenty long. Or do you really prefer that I go through and I show you the cutting? I will put a tutorial in the description for the card I make, and it will have all the dimensions. It'll have the sketch on the tutorial, which also has dimensions. But again, just remember, it's just a guideline. So you don't have to follow those dimensions exactly. I tend to use 8ths and sometimes 16ths, and I know a lot of people don't like that. They like to stick to quarters. That's fine. It's just to give you an idea and to get the brain kind of thinking a little bit, right, of ideas. I go to these often when I've got a new stamp set a lot of times, and I'm just like, oh. Or I look at ideas in the catalog. So anyway, I hope you like that. I hope you have a great day, great rest of your week, and I will be back next week with a technique. And until then, God bless. Take care. Have a good one.